Alright, so today I'm making cake. I make cake a lot. I get bored, I want to bake, I make cake. And I don't follow recipes. So I figured, normally I take photos and post them, and I thought I'd try doing a video. So I'm not going to do a whole lot of instructional content here. You're just going to watch me make cake. This is going to be a citrus and cranberry dessert cake. Well, not a dessert cake, more like a tea cake or something like that. But I've gone ahead and before I turn the camera on, I have zested the surface off of one lemon and one orange. And right now I am just removing the membrane off of those, and then I'm going to section out the sections into a bowl, because I'm going to put all of this citrus into my cake. So a lot of people do this with oranges, not many people do it with lemons. And in fact, I've never actually done this with a lemon before. But I hate wasting things. And if I'm going to take the zest off a lemon, I need to use it, and since I don't feel like having broccoli tonight, which is the reason why I normally have lemons in the house, I'm going to put it into cake. Bones, are you helping? There's some seeds in there. So just take those out. I might actually end up putting 2 oranges in this when it's all said and done. Probably will end up putting 2 oranges in this. My knife is terribly freaking dull. Definitely going to have to put 2 oranges in it if I keep wasting this much of it. Hey, Sari. You stay down there. I want to show you what it is that you don't want. Orange. You don't want orange. So you guys do not want this. So stop bugging me. And it's hot as fucking Hades because I'm working on top of the stove because very little counter space. And because I also have a shortage of good baking soda and baking powder, so I'm going to whip my egg whites and fold them in at the end and kind of just hope that this doesn't turn out heavy as a brick, which means that I need my oven preheated, so thus I'm dying here. But not dying so much that I'm not drinking a cup of coffee while doing this. I definitely want another orange, so organic orange, and I'm not washing it. Also note that I haven't washed anything basically for a very long time, and I also am not dead, nor do I have cancer. So, taking the skin off anyway. I did wash the ones that I used the zest off of, simply because, you know, could be wax or anything on there. More worried about flavors than safety. There's a word for how I'm cutting this, but I can't remember what it is. Fancy word for when you take sections out of an orange like this. When I was a kid, my grandmother, who passed away when I was quite young, used to do this every morning to make fruit to serve with breakfast. And she did this for the whole family, so I never really was in the kitchen much because I was very young, but I can only imagine the amount of oranges and how long it took to do this every single morning. However, because I had that fresh fruit growing up, I developed a taste for it, and I really love fruit, and I also really love vegetables, so it's a good thing. Alright, so now I have the inner fruit from 2 oranges and 1 lemon in the bowl with the juice. I will be separating the juice out of that. Not quite there yet. So now I do have a cheat sheet here. I don't use recipes, but I do kind of outline things in my head before I start because I have a memory problem. Alright, so I set my fruit off to the side. I have some baking powder that was all hardened in the bottom, but I tested it. It still has some activity, but not a lot. So there's a lot of it in here. Again, I don't measure, but I suspect that's probably 4 teaspoons of baking powder. If you had good baking powder, you would not need that much, but this baking powder technically expired in 2013, so use what you've got. It's the thing that I like to do when cooking. So here is my orange and lemon zest from 1 orange and 1 lemon, because I didn't feel like going back and zesting the last orange. So this is what I'm using as a cup today. I don't really use measuring cups. A cup is kind of subjective anyway, so as long as you use the same cup when you measure everything, and you know what a quarter, a half, and 3/4 of something looks like, you don't really need a measuring cup. If you use this cup for one thing, you use this cup for the other thing. It's all about ratios. It's not that important, the actual numbers. It's like pound cake. Pound of butter, pound of flour, pound of sugar, pound of eggs. Ratio. You do it with a half or whatever. Would it matter? So what I'm doing here is I just have regular sugar, and I'm pouring out what I'm going to call a cup of sugar, which is going to be this, basically level. And I'm going to use 3/4 of this sugar, so 3/4 of a cup. I'm going to blend in with my zest here.